Hi, lows. I was introduced to little James, I assume from the Bible. I really don't know anything about them other than he was a chosen healer who was asked by Christ to remain unhealed himself and still maintain his compassionate heart and faith in God, because God's plans for us are greater than we can comprehend. But as this is coming to my attention, we're in a new era. Perhaps we can expand on it a little. Perhaps James was processing an ancestral karma. Perhaps he was transmuting, alchemizing, learning through his restricted ability and health, like we do. Faith is belief without proof. And this life is but a second in eternity. And to be fair, in the words of Marceline from Adventure Time, a second hurts really bad in the face of eternity. There's always this juxtaposition, there's always this balancing of compassion for all the human parts. The parts that feel like it's not fair. Not gaslighting them, not stomping them down. Loving them, holding them. Which is holding yourself. But knowing there is a greater purpose, that there is a reason for it all. And I know from my own traumatic experiences and a ridiculous amount of illnesses and trials, they have proved essential in my role as a wisdom keeper. 222. And then this part was a direct channel from little James. The pull of creation, unending, resigns us to the greater cause, and upon entering this grace, allows us to alchemize, for true wisdom is knowledge learned through experience. If you are here, pray with me now, that our feet rise up to meet the path already paved for us, and that we might seek solace in the knowing that God's will is greater than our own. And he did not mean that the path will rise up to meet our feet. He meant that we will have the strength to take the steps. And that was the end of his direct channeling, but he's still in my field. And so we are called into the faith in God and self that nothing happens without reason. And I was seeing Evan Almighty, the movie clip, and he had a hard time surrendering the dreams he had built for himself of achievements and social standing. And then I was seeing Russell from Up, who was earning badges trying to be good enough to earn his father's love. And this is... ego is such a loaded word now. That ego is not to be killed, it's just to be brought back into alignment. The ego, the mind, all those parts of us that are trying to fit into society, trying to get what we need, the basics of what we need. I'm just hearing promise fulfilled. Knowing that the promise is fulfilled, but we have to let go of what that looks like. And then I heard simplicity, and to pray for clarity and justice, and to let go of the idea that you have a high enough view to know what justice is. This goes much beyond this life's experience. And then I saw myself speaking into the camera and saying, as I often do, if you can't be well in it. And there was an inner smile, there was a greater gravity to those words. I'm going to cry now. There's this promise to the end of suffering. And we wonder what the suffering is for. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be confused. It's okay to not have all the answers. And if you're drawn to watching a lot of spiritual stuff and a lot of tarot readings, it is probably because you feel safer if you think you know what's coming. But even when these predictions come through, they never come through in the way you thought they would. Life is to be lived in the moment. And I'm so guilty of all that myself. And they're saying trust in the alchemy. A lot of the injustices and the behaviors and the habits that create so much destruction on this planet are because we're all trying to run away from pain. We're all trying to escape the pain within. I'm not talking about living in it forever and milking it. I'm talking about turning around and facing it. Even in physical pain, physical healing, if you stop trying to escape it, put your focus there, put your hands on it. Say, I am expansive enough. There's a butterfly. Liberation. I am expansive enough. I accept this pain. And it usually lessens. And so when we do our shadow work, and it sounds all spooky, but shadow work is just shining a light into the parts, the shadow, the parts of ourselves that we or society have deemed inappropriate or bad, or we've had experiences where that part of ourselves was not accepted. Well, it's not for anyone else to accept, it's for us to accept. I'm hearing that song again. Will you lend me? See beneath your beautiful, will you lend me? See beneath your perfect. I had a birthday party recently. My brother was there and he watched me deal with all the parents, and as far as I was concerned, I was just engaging and being polite. And he said, you were masking your ass off. And it surprised me because it's so ingrained. It's so ingrained in us, certain behaviours that are acceptable, that it's so hard to be ourselves. We're trying to get along in society. And I think it's such a rare gift to have friends who accept us for, warts and all, who you can really be yourself around, or to take the steps to figure out who we are with. Quite often we're called into hermit mode for a long periods of time, right up until we completely accept our aloneness and gain our own stability. The Midnight Sky from Druid Wisdom by Andreas and Gracia. The midnight sky. Wherever the darkness seems too hard to bear, call on some Bridget to hold you in stillness and care. The midnight sky is the road I'm taking, head high up in the clouds. I was born to run, I don't belong to anyone. Well, I guess that song is definitely an unhealed version. The running. So this could be about the avoidant personality types. I know, pot me kettle. Seeing that clip from Marceline again, where she's in the shade of a tree and there's an umbrella within reach, but it's in the sun, and Marceline is a vampire. So she can't put herself in the sun, in the light. And she's saying, okay, few seconds of pain is nothing in eternity. And she puts her fingers into light and starts burning. And she's like, oh, 1 second of pain is a lot in eternity. And it's kind of like the flip side of that. We say shadow work, where we're in the light, our consciousness is in the light, and then we're trying to shine a light into the shadows to pull it out and to become whole again, to become one again, knowing that we technically are one, but the subconscious and the conscious, making them balance and in grace, I heard. So yeah, me being like a blue gold ray, if anyone is attracted to me, there's going to be triggers. So I was made. I love you so deeply. I love everybody. And for myself, it's a hard path being projected on so much. But know that if you are attracted to me, to my channel, to my presence, that is your darkness, not evil, not the maleficent word. That is your shadow. It is this little parts of you that have been trodden on, that have been kicked and pushed away and have been hurt, trying to reach out into the light. And when you're triggered, it feels like you're being burned. But part of the way that I've gotten as far as I have, and I'm certainly not finished yet, is that I accept my triggers. That while I'm not making excuses for people who behave the way they behave, I accept the triggers as, and the people doing the triggering as teachers. What does this say about myself? It doesn't make me wrong. It means there is a wounded part of me, or a part of me that I do not see or that I do not understand, that is trying to get my attention. And I think it's easier to say, oh, not again. But what we should be saying is congratulations, because every time you have a part of yourself or someone else banging up against you, projecting on you, that is because you're ready for the next level. You're ready for the next insight, for the next amount of healing. And yeah, that's you working your light. I am expansive enough to accept this pain, but I'm willing to let it go. Never hold too tightly to an identity, because you never know when your soul, your higher self, God, is going to turn the script and you play a different character in this body, in this lifetime. We all play different characters for different people. You know this. I'm speaking until the energy moves, because that's my job. It's my happy place. It is a great honor to be trusted with loving you, whether we have met face to face or not. It is a great honor to walk with you and assist you as you assist me in our challenges. Because I can't do it for you and you can't do it for me, but we can walk side by side. But there is no ownership in that. There is no claim. Just souls choosing to walk together for a while and then walk apart. I'm drawn to this card now. Man in Heather. What I've learned as a traveller is to open every door, to kiss the sun every morning, and to fall in love with someone more. I suppose if you're supposed to focus, if we're supposed to be able to see, we would. There it goes. There it goes. Breathe it out. Breathe it out with your breath, but through your... You don't have to pull it back in. You don't need it. It's your choice. I'm not going to do it again though. Daily guidance, angels. I call upon Archangel Raphael to help me hold and emit the beneficial energy of peace. Raphael, please come to me now and guide my healing work. Help me heal as confidently as you do. I notice the warm, loving feelings inside of me. I inhale deeply and sense my angels' caring presence. I think of them often and allow myself to feel happy and joyful. Going through the crown now. Thank you, universe. I am so grateful for this release. Prayer means communing with the divine through dialogue. It is your method of conveying your hopes, dreams and wishes to the spirit world, where we angels love to assist you. You don't need to tell us what you desire, for it's apparent to all who are tuned to you. However, divine decree states that you must give us the signal that you are approachable and amendable for receiving help. That is all we wait for, and then our assistance is yours. And I would add to that, that when you pray and you've got it all off your chest, that you listen. Without expectation of what you will hear or feel or see. It comes in the correct timing, but the fact that you are ready to ask the questions says that your answer is no. Still here. Still here. I am expansive enough to hold this pain, and I release it when it is ready. And there's the invitation to joy coming in. Can you feel that? Welcoming in joy. And I just heard everlasting love. I'm looking at the seeing stone. Carry your truth in your body, firm like trees rooted deep into the earth beneath. They've known the force of strong winds and still stand tall. And that's coming back to that truth of not all the stories or the words, but the deep core truth. Whew. So much anger there, 444. Seeing an A. I'm being reminded that I'm I'm being reminded a few things. One is that it's not just us starseeds that process the energies that are coming up out of the earth to be released. It's everybody, plants, animals, every sentient being, if they are in a bubble or a pocket of energy as it comes up, are going to be affected. And it is our habit to find a reason for feeling like that. Oh, I feel like that because this person did dirty on me then. Or I feel like that because of this. And I'm not saying to completely ignore that, but to consider that it is just energy and that it can be just let go of. And whatever comes up for you, to use that violet flame of forgiveness. It's not really for them. It's not for them, it's for you. Why would you want to hold on to it? What have you what have you got to prove? And this is Doreen Virtue's messages from your angels. And on the bottom of the pack was Archangel Michael. I'm with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. And I'm also noticing that this car could be a physical car, it could be to do with karma. But this card is lilac, and lilac is a very beautiful form of the violet flame. And then we had Maya. Schooling, study and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with the process. Oh my God. And then we just had Bridget come up again, but as an angel. Caution is warned to look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. And then there's a card about I don't really like that energy. Archangel Michael, what's going on? Mystique. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. And that's a unicorn or an alicorn. Now that you've asked for angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance. You deserve heaven's help. Just use your discernment, because I don't like the energy that came over with that, the last of that. I will probably still post, but you are a sovereign being and it is up to you to decide how you act, what you allow. But I was warned because I got the Rue card, which is Hecate, and the guardian plant is botanical associated with purification, protection, is used to break hex and ward off the evil eye. And violet. Use the violet flame. Violet flame of redemption. Actually, don't know what all the violet flames are. What is the violet flame of redemption? They're saying the Mayan people would have described this ray as an expectorant. So to well, that's another form of purification, isn't it? Of release. Alchemizing love. Just allowing. I think knowing that all of these energies, whether they are a true attack or if they just feel like an attack on the system 3333, and the memories, the past life memories, the injustices, hex keys, the hex keys. I honestly feel like forgiveness is the only key. There might be nuances to it. Faith and forgiveness knowing, in the faith, in the knowing that it was all for a reason. And the humility to realize that we have played all roles as well. Whew, boy, getting dizzy. Self-care, loves, salt bath if you can. Swim at the sea if you can. Whew, yeah, even if it's cold. Dip your feet in. Have a little paddle, love. Yeah, then they just drew my eyes to what I just said. And so we are called into faith in God and self that nothing happens without a reason. Pray for clarity and justice and let go of the idea that you have a high enough for you to know what justice is. And if you can't be well in it. I love you.